thus far, we have delved into some concepts of spiritual warfare, focused primarily on opposition and the attack of the enemy against the things of God and trying to stop the purpose of God and the will of God. So now we're going to move into talking about compromise. So we talked about when the enemy comes against us in the way of threat, in the way of ridicule, and in the way of interrogation and questioning our motives and things. Now we're going to talk a little bit about us internally when we start to see a little bit of breakthrough. We start to see some positive things happening and this kind of stuff. And an offer might be on the table that, you know what, don't worry about stopping what you're doing for the kingdom of God, but hey, why don't we tweak it a little bit? Why don't we compromise a little bit? And then everybody gets along, right? Go along to get along. Well, the issue with that is, unless God is the one who said, hey, let's change this, let's go this direction, whatever, you could be in danger of disobeying God and what He originally intended or originally said. Not always. Sometimes the fine details God does not worry about as much. He's got a specific general plan or purpose, and the fine details, there's many paths to accomplishing that particular purpose or plan. Just depends on what the call of God was. But see, drawing from Nehemiah chapter 6, as we've been doing, looking through Nehemiah, we find that, once again, Sanballat, Tobiah, and the gang are there. And this time, they send a letter to Nehemiah, and, they want to help. Let's let bygones be bygones, and we're hearing some concerning things. We're concerned about you, right? First, they're threatening them and ridiculing and all this stuff. Now, they're concerned. Yeah, right. But this is another tactic of the enemy to try and get us distracted, and ultimately completely away from the will of God, what He wants to accomplish. And so let's not be concerned when we see this happening. Let's not be fooled when we see it happening. But any deterrence from the path that God has put us on, even when it seems wise, now all of a sudden someone who was against you, now they've seen the light and they're with you, kind of, but they think you should make these changes, right? And that may be wisdom, but most likely it's compromise. And we have to be careful, because often compromise does sound like wisdom, right? Because in wisdom, sometimes you do compromise, you give and take a little, depending on the situation. But with the things of God, compromising to the point where you change the vision, change what God is wanting to do, that's just straight up compromise. It's wrong, and we should not do it. And so you can go and check out Nehemiah chapter 6 and read this stuff for yourself. But again, compromise is something that we have got to watch out for. In the New Testament, the Bible says, hey, what fellowship has light with darkness, right? Paul asked the Corinthians this. What commonality? What do you have in common? Why should you be in there compromising with and buddying up to things that are not of God, things that are on the opposite side of where God is wanting to do, wanting to go? So it's not uncommon. It's very common for people to fall prey to this, because think about it, right? Let's say you're in Nehemiah's shoes, you're in that boat of going and doing something for the kingdom of God, and people are against you and all this stuff, and then a year or two passes and you just truck along and you move forward and you trailblaze, and now you've had some success, you've had things happen, and now all of a sudden all these people who were against you, now they want to be your buddy, and you could rise to whatever status or whatnot, and everybody's loving you now. But in order to accomplish that, you've got to modify and change, what you're doing a little bit. Can't do it. Can't do it. In love and in humility, we always want to walk and abound in those fruits of the Spirit, but we cannot compromise with the enemy. We cannot compromise with the things that are not of God. And so I hope this encourages you to stay strong, stay the course, and as God told Jeremiah and Ezekiel, when they set their faces against you, do not be afraid. We cannot turn to the left or to the right. We must move forward in God. So love you guys, be blessed, and we will catch you on the next installment of the Spiritual Warfare series.